Word of Church. Sunday. Boom. We're doing it. Episode 7. Aileen Wuornos. Let's keep rocking and rolling. Hit the like. Give it some shares. That's what we get into this morning.
I get my hair out of my face while I'm doing this.
Therefore, these proceedings are now
putting somebody who was raped.
Let's rock.
Good morning, Word of Church. What's up, everybody? What's everybody doing? We have made it to Sunday. We made it through the weekend. We are at the end of the weekend. We're not all the way through the weekend, but we're rocking and rolling. Getting close to Christmas. Hope everyone had a good time on Feral Friday with Jack Frost. It was a fun one. A very vulgar Christmas movie, which is, right up my alley, of course. Let's see what we got in here this morning. I'm running a little late. Yes, I did take an extra hour. My alarm went off, and I said, you know what? I'm not going to do this yet. I'm going to get a few more winks. Man, I really just stayed up too late. Boom, let's get this in here. Let's get the chat going. There's Botrix waking up. Who we got? Missy Mayhem coming through. Pokemon, good morning. Bassett Page, Sleuthy Sweetheart, Leia, all kinds of beautiful people. And then I saw up front earlier before I did show up, Teresa, real government name, a few people, Simi coming through. She knows that I was going to be late. Tina, Sinead coming through this morning. Sinead, I love Sinead, all the way from Ireland. Got a bunch of family in Ireland there, don't we? Rocking and rolling. We kind of left off last week with seeing a bunch of witnesses that had how should I say this? They were trying to get the services of Aileen Wuornos, and then they don't want to admit that they were trying to get the services of Aileen Wuornos, because now this is a national, at this time when it was happening, a massive national case that everyone knew about. Your face was going to be plastered all over the news. And your wife, that you were most likely cheating on, is now going to know what you were doing. And you're trying to get your hog wet. So, yeah, we've got a lot of embarrassed men. I think we're starting out with another one. His name is James Dalla Rosa. And it says, who encountered Aileen Wuornos in 1989, testifies, followed by Gene Immersberger, friend of alleged victim Peter Sims. So we've got 17 minutes to start us out with here this morning. But we're starting out with another one of these Johns, who I'm sure he's going to be like, I was just trying to give her a lift. I just wanted to give her, I didn't, she took advantage of me. I was raped. I got to fix this right here. Oh man. Yeah, I stayed up just a little too late last night. I'm working on my new video also. Trying to get some extra stuff on it done. I'd like to get it done by next Sunday. There we go. Let's go, guys. I got to get the sound. Still working on a wheel right now. Just to let anybody know, I think we've been working on a wheel for a minute on this one. I think we got 3 names left to finish out a wheel. I'll be checking on anything that may come through any of the socials, whether that's PayPal, Cash App, Venmo. I'll be checking those throughout the show. And of course, any kind of donation that comes through here will get you on the wheel as well. Or if you become a member, and if you do become a member, you get the extra perk of being inside of the book club, which every Tuesday night after our usual scheduled programming, we go into a members only stream where we are currently listening to on Audible, Mindhunter. Yes, Mindhunter from the Netflix show, but the actual book. And it's good. It's actually picking up right now. It's getting into the good stuff. So I'll be keeping an eye on anybody that may get involved there. But the wheel is still in action. Let's go, guys. Let's see what we get here.
Thank you, Your Honor. Sir, will you state your name and your address, what you do for a living?
Yes, sir. My name is James C. Dalla Rosa.
I live at 806 Waterhouse Court, Fort Lauderdale, Florida. I'm an auctioneer.
Mr. De La Rosa, in late 89 or early 90, did you come in contact with the defendant, Aileen Wuornos, who sit here?
I believe that to be her, so yes.
All right, sir. Could you tell the jury, please, how you came in contact with her?
I was in the Holly Hill area, Derbyshire, 11th Street, and I was headed west to Highway 92. There was a lady standing alongside the road. This was early in, well, I'll say about mid-morning on a weekday, and there was a lady standing alongside the road indicating that she needed a ride going that way. I don't recall if she had her hand out hitching a ride or if she was just standing there. I don't recall the particular details about that. She got in the I stopped, she got in the vehicle.
Does this appear to be that lady?
Yes, sir, it does. We traveled a very short distance. She asked me what I was doing. I told her I was out running errands. And she told me she was a professional prostitute. And she wanted to get to the interstate to hitchhike a ride to Orlando and back. And she was curious how this was going to get her to this particular road, which is 11th Street, as I said before, from Derbyshire to Highway 92. Live in this area knowing that that was close to Interstate 4. I told her this would get her there, no problem.
Hey, this now, so yesterday randomly dude, I haven't played. All I do is this. Like, I run 2 YouTube channels. I work a full-time 40-hour-a-week job. You know, I do a lot. Like, I already am a very busy person. But yesterday I was like, after I was edited a little bit yesterday, I was like, you know what? I haven't done it in a long time, and I just got it in my bones. I wanted to play the old PS1 game Max Payne. So I found Max Payne. I don't even have a PS5. I have a PS4, and I haven't ever even hooked it up in this house. Last time I hooked it up was in a trailer that I lived in before I moved and bought this house. So it was probably like 2019 is the last time. Maybe 2020 is the last time I used this PS4. And I went on there yesterday and I bought this game. But before that, there's a game that I own that I was trying to find and I could not find it. But in the meantime, I did find this hat, and this is the original hat that I would use on the very early Publicly Buzz streams when I first started rocking the gimmick of the beer hat. You know, to kind of play into the Publicly Buzz vibe. But this one is old school, man, and I cleaned her up, and oh yeah.
He was very curious about it. I said, well, this will get you down to the intersection, down to Highway 92 and 11th Street, and I'll let you out there. And the interstate is just a short piece from there. And she says, fine. During the course of the drive, she made mention of having a home in this area. I think I mentioned before, a $125,000 home. And I asked her what area. She declined to say. And I was rather concerned at this time if she had a home in this area, but she didn't know how this road was going to get her from point A to point B. I didn't feel that everything was as advertised. She showed me a picture of a couple children, and I commented, it's nice looking children, or whatever I may have said about the children. She had a purse on the floor between her feet, and she removed the pictures, showed them to me. She put them back and pulled out another card holder and held it up and said, this is some of my customers, judges, attorneys, state's attorneys, police officers, and I forget else who she might have mentioned. And she told me what her fees was. If you want me to go into that, I will.
Yes, sir, and you have to use the language that Ms. Wuornos used.
So we are, at least this guy's not like completely dodging that because the other guys were just like, that was not me. I was taken advantage of. I was being a good Samaritan. I didn't. This guy's like, you know what? Let me just tell you what she told me it was going to cost this much for a blowski.
To the best of your recollection, and you're going to have to use it exactly as you heard it.
Well, so she didn't use any foul language with me. All she said was that her rates was $75 in the woods, $100 in a motel room. You've got to use a condom and straight sex. I didn't comment. We rode a little piece further.
This is some absolute sorcery that he is currently showing in what he has done before he came to this courtroom by covering up or trying to cover up that back bald spot. He is like, you know what? My forehead, this is still my forehead. All of this, all the way up to here, still my forehead. All of that counts. He's like, this all back here that's bald, I'm going to take care of that. And he's taken all the hair off the sides of his head and done all this whipping and flipping and weird shit that he's got going on here. And that's some absolute bald covering wizardry.
And she said, I prefer to go to the woods.
That's hilarious. I'm going to snip a pic real quick of this gentleman. Okay. This guy definitely...
I said, not to offend her or make her mad, I made a comment to the effect of maybe some other time or later or rain check or something of this nature. I felt very uncomfortable with the situation. And she commented, it's now or never. And after I declined her offer, her emotions, she acted a lot different than she did earlier in the short ride across there.
How did she change in her attitude towards you?
Well, earlier she was kind of very open about things and talking very freely, and then after I declined, she didn't have too much to say. She was abruptly doing things in the seat of the car, reaching for her purse and back and forth in the seat and things of this nature. And I just felt uncomfortable with the situation. I felt that I felt along there was a problem when she didn't know how 11th Street was going to get her to Highway 92 to get to the interstate, but she had a home in this area. This was running through my mind all the time. So it was a short ride across there, approximately 10 to 15 minutes. I let her out at the corner of Highway 92 and 11th Street. I headed east towards Daytona. She headed west towards the interstate walking. When she exited the car, she slammed the door on the car. She didn't say thanks or anything for the ride, and that's what happened.
After you refused her offer for sex, did she appear to be angry with you?
Well, sir, she never really confronted me about sex. She told me what her price was. She never asked me if I wanted to go she never came right out and asked me if I was, if this was the situation or if this was what was going to happen. She made mention of her fees. And
what did you think she meant when she said now or never?
well,
Objection, Your Honor.
I would assume that was let's go to the woods or wherever.
And along that route before you get to the interstate, are there woody areas?
Yes, sir, it's kind of a little area from Derbyshire to Highway 92.
Late.
May I have just a moment, Your Honor, may I have this item marked for identification?
Counsel, you go to bed. Your Honor, initially we would take the position that if those 3 photos go in, the entire exhibit should go in.
You're not objecting to the entire file going in? We are.
Objecting to the entire thing going, we're more fundamentally objecting to it being split up. It's misleading to split it up, Your Honor.
I agree with you. We'll put something on the record later. Thank you.
May I have just a moment to read this?
Yes, sir.
Your Honor? We'd like to have the item marked for identification.
Let the item be received and marked for identification.
Well, it's an important mark of identification because it may not be relevant. They ask him if he recognizes it. He doesn't recognize it. It's wrong at all. You recognize this card holder?
No, sir, I do not. What she had was, I've been told this one.
Any further?
No. Thank you.
You may inquire.
Mr. Villarosa, how are you, sir?
Fine, thank you.
My name is Billy Millis. I'm one of the attorneys representing Ms. Wuornos. Just give me one moment. When this person entered your vehicle, she told you she was a professional prostitute early on in the ride, correct?
Yes,
The entirety of the ride lasted about 10 or 15 minutes.
affirmative.
During that time period, she seemed confused as to I-4, as to the roads, basically. She had some confusion on it.
She seemed confused to how 11th Street was going to get her to 92 where she could get to the interstate.
And you indicated that this person discussed fees with you.
Pardon me?
She discussed fees with you.
Yes.
She did not use
She didn't,
foul.
excuse me, she didn't discuss fees. She told me what her fees was. It wasn't discussed.
Okay. When she told you those things, she had already told you she was a professional prostitute.
Yes,
You indicated on direct examination, did not use foul language.
she did not.
Did you understand her to be propositioning you?
When she told me what her fees was, I really didn't, I knew what she was saying, but I didn't really think she was telling me this, that this is what was gonna happen now. As mentioned earlier, I would assume after she said it's now or never, it was, I would have guessed that was, she wanted me to go somewhere with her,
So there was an offer thrown in the air, more or less.
if that's what you want to call it.
She also indicated that she only did straight sexing with a condom.
Yes,
You also testified on direct examination that she showed you cards that she indicated were from customers,
business cards, yes.
business cards. Did you look at the cards? You
I
used?
did not.
Okay. But so there was a folder with cards.
Straight sex, nothing else. What's that
If you want me
video
to
you posted
elaborate
in
on that,
Discord?
when she held them up and they unfolded, the one at eye level caught my eye because it had an outline of a star on it.
Okay.
And she had mentioned police officers and deputies, and that caught my eye.
And she had mentioned that police officers and deputies were among her customers.
Yes, sir.
You also testified on direct examination that you said to her maybe some other time.
Yes.
Throughout this entire ride, you testified on direct examination, she never became angry.
She became angry after I was not receptive of her offer.
Okay.
Her demeanor changed tremendously.
I thought you said on direct examination that she got quiet when you refused.
She didn't talk. She was abruptly moving around inside the car, reaching for her purse back and forth. And I don't recall her really ever saying anything. It was just her actions and her movements that she did in the vehicle.
She didn't yell at you.
No, sir, she didn't.
She didn't curse at you.
No, sir, she did
She didn't
not.
use foul language with you.
No.
She didn't do any of those things.
She did not.
And the cards that you mentioned, she had pulled out of her purse as well originally. The folder thing,
Yes.
right? And then you left her off, slammed the door, and she left.
Yes.
Nothing further on.
Mr. Tanner?
Did she also show you pictures of two children that she said were hers?
Right after she got in the car and she told me that she was a professional prostitute, her car was broke, she needed some money. She showed me the picture of two children and said they were her children, a little boy and a little girl, approximately 6 to 10 years of age. I would say the boy being older.
And she said that she would prefer to have sex in the woods as opposed to a motel.
Ask the answer, Colonel.
If there's an objection?
Objection, ask the answer.
I have no further questions.
Nothing further.
And that any keep witness?
No, Judge. Thank you, sir.
You may be, you may depart, sir. You're still under the rule by
I think I was like, not like absolutely outright dodging, what was going on here, right? Everybody else is, it would suck to be in that position. You shouldn't be out here doing that shit anyways, but, imagine how embarrassing that is, but that's what you get also, you know what I'm saying? Like, out here trying to do some shit.
Thank you, Your Honor.
on a national stage talking about how, yeah, you were trying to get a hooker, right? Like, you're a lawyer.
Please report for the record, this is the witness who was substituted for a family member by joint stipulation.
May proceed.
Thank you.
Gene Immersberger.
Ma'am, would you state your name, please, and your address?
Get it right.
My name is Jean Emmisberger. My address is 17.
Give me an Immersberger in chat. I'm going to get that name. I'm going to get that name. I'm going to get that name.
887 Southeast Federal.
Oh my God, they're giving. I'm going to write the address down. I want to see where this is at. Hold on. I can't believe they're in your address and they're just like, yeah, here it is. Like, this is crazy. Like, hold on.
Address is 17.
17.
887
What? Hold on.
Emmisberger. My address is 17887
887. 17887.
Southeast Federal Highway to Quest.
Southeast Federal Highway.
Florida.
What did she say? Stewart, Florida?
Southeast Federal Highway to Quest, Florida.
Where?
Southeast Federal Highway to Quest, Florida.
Cuesta? I'm just gonna put Florida and see what I get. It says it's Jupiter, Florida. This is what I got when I'm searching that. This is the first one that I've heard them say their address. Am I crazy? I mean, it looks like a neighborhood. Looks like a nice neighborhood now, but that doesn't mean it was a nice neighborhood in 1989 or 88. They can build this shit up. Huh. Here's where it landed, though. Right here's where it landed. If that's right. What did you say? Quester? Did you say Quester, Florida? Because that's not even, I can't even find that. Let me look at the chat. Yeah, I got Southeast Federal Highway. Did anybody get the, what's up? What's up, Susie Payne? Welcome in. Hold on, one more time.
Joint stipulation.
May proceed.
Thank you. Ma'am, would you state your name, please, and your address?
My name is Jean Emmisberger. My address is 17887 Southeast Federal Highway to Questa, Florida.
To Questa? Oh, I think I found it. And that is it. Okay, that is the spot. Whoa. Huh. So I wonder if there used to be a home there. Because it, I mean, it looks like it'd be like a business lot, but there's homes surrounding it, so interesting. I wish I knew what it looked like then. I love stuff like that. Dude, you know what I love? I love like, I love watching old documentaries or documentaries in general, but especially older ones. Or, you know, newer documentaries talking about older places, whatever, but they're showing the old, you know, New York, for example, they're showing the old street. I love to, I watch a lot of movie stuff, and they're talking about the old, like, you know, houses where they would show those raunchy films and stuff, especially in the 60s and 70s and 80s in New York City. And, or, you know, these crazy bars that these legends played in before New York was what it was now, when it was a real sleaze hole. And, you know, they're showing this old footage, and then I like to go and punch in that address now, and it's usually like some kind of like pizzeria, or like, and back in the day it was like this just sleaze bag. I love looking up shit like that though.
Where is
Everything
that?
changes so much so quickly.
Ms. Emmisberger.
It is very close to Jupiter. It borders Jupiter, Florida.
Oh, okay, if she would have just let her keep talking, yeah, it's very close to Jupiter.
Approximately 1 mile from the Palm Beach County line.
All right, and when did you first learn that you might be a witness in this case?
9:30 last night.
Did you know Peter Sims?
Yes, I did.
I'd ask you to look at photograph 5X in and ask if you recognize the individual in that photograph.
Note the previous objections, Your Honor, no further argument.
I know about the Wayback Machine, but I didn't know about something through Google. But also, the Wayback Machine's internet. That's not pictures. That's interesting.
May we offer this in evidence instead, sir? How long did you know Mr. Sims, in what capacity?
I love this.
I met the Sims in
Objection,
1987.
relevancy, Your Honor, the vote is come.
Overruled.
I met the Sims in 1987. In a building I had purchased in 1986, we had an antique store. They came in as a customer and developed a rapport with them through church affiliation.
Did you have occasion to find out in late May, early June of 1990 that he had a trip planned?
Yes.
Could you tell the jury, please, where you expected him to go as a result of that trip?
My understanding of the trip was that he was to visit with the missionary team, which we all supported. He was also to visit his son in Arkansas, and he was to be with his mother in New Jersey, July 4th.
To go north, in fact, you just came north from that area. How close did you live, Mr. Sims?
Approximately 3 miles from his residence.
Okay. To travel north through Daytona Beach and on towards New Jersey, what route would you take? What would be the most direct route?
Objection, Your Honor, relevancy and predicate.
Do you know what the most direct route would be?
When I personally drive to New Jersey,
No, that's what they're objecting to.
Okay.
You just need to testify as what the most direct route.
I-95.
Oh my God! So yesterday I had to go shop, and Cassie got off work, and she does work every Saturday. She has to work like one Saturday a month with her job, but she got off, and it's like, oh, we got to go do it because I needed lots of. Well, really, like my main thing this year is gift cards. Like I did get some things for some people, but like for the majority of people, I'm saying fuck it and just doing gift cards. But I have to get a lot of gift cards. It's like I'm doing like $25 each gift card, so I'm spending like a little bit of money on gift cards. But man, it was busy as hell out yesterday. It was miserable. I guess it's where it's the last Saturday, and it wasn't that bad. It was like 50 degrees. Oh my God, dude, it was hell. It was actual hell. Like it was not like getting back home at the very end was getting kind of miserable. I was like, okay, this is stupid. I'm done. Don't miss Christmas shopping, and I had to go get I still need to get a couple of things, but I think I'm pretty much done now. I still have a few things that are coming through the mail. Hopefully they get here. One of them's coming the 23rd. I hate it. Hopefully everybody else is ready for Christmas. I know I keep asking that, but hopefully you're ready. You gotta get it. Christmas is just around the corner. It's Thursday.
You recognize Exhibit 60? Could you tell the jury, please, what that is?
This was a new car that they had purchased after he had had his retirement.
Okay. And they being whom?
Peter Sims. Ursula did not drive.
He was living with his wife at the time, you know.
This lady, dude, imagine if this lady and the last dude were together. Look, that hair combo would be a lot. They would definitely feel like a 1970s country music band, like her, or like a duet, like a duo. Oh my God, she's got a swooping tune. He can use some of her hair.
With regard to his travel in the automobile, were there ever the occasions that he may carry large numbers of Bibles?
Relevancy, Your Honor.
Overruled. If there's an objection.
Objection.
I'm just hearing your word.
I'm just stating the grounds.
Objection.
Just stating the grounds, Judge. Yes, objection.
You can answer that, please.
Yes,
Okay.
he did carry a lot of Bibles.
Was that in his business or his work? Why would that be?
The Sims, upon his retirement, it was a desire of their hearts to serve the Lord in a missionary capacity. And the Bibles, whether they were individually handed out or donated by case lots to the Christ is the Answer team. That is why he has the Bibles.
Objection, no further relevancy, hearsay material.
No further questions, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you for coming, ma'am. No questions.
Any key witness remain to be interviewed?
She may drive it back, Your Honor. Thank you.
You made smart, man. You're still on the lady.
He's wearing some pink today. This lady's been wearing this purple dress. I don't think she has very many dresses. I mean, she's worn this a few times. Let's just be honest here. I think we're up to number 17, Lawrence Horzepa. Yeah, I think it's Horzepa. We'll see. We got 2 hours and 32 minutes. Holy shit. I don't think I have 2 hours and 32 minutes. Hold on. What is that? That would go into 11:30, 12. I would go into 1 o'clock. I don't think I can do that. Oh my God. I wonder if we could do another one and it not really hurt us. How long is this confession tape? Probably watching this. This is 30 minutes. Yeah, let's go back to that guy. So the next one would be confession tape, and it might be during that guy's testimony is the only thing, but I think we can make it. Yeah, it is Lawrence Horzepa and the confession tapes. Damn. And then Aileen takes the stand. Oh my God, that seems interesting. I want to see how long hers are going to be. 1:16 and an hour 58. Holy shit. So those are going to be interesting. Oh man, we're getting into some money or some time. Yeah, money. We're getting into some money here. I've only watched the first. How long's the second confession tape also? Just out of interest. It's 49 minutes. I want to watch this confession tape. I think it'll be okay. I think it'll be all right. I'm treating this like it's hard. Yeah, we're gonna watch the confession tape. Yeah, I don't have 2.5 hours. I don't believe. I would have. That would have been a good one to start with if I'd have come in at 9. That would have been a good one, but fucked all that up. Chris Stewart got a new tattoo, and I put a comment under there. Updates criminal profile. Let's give him hell. What do we go do here? Let's do it. Let's watch the confession. Fuck it.
Your Honor, yesterday afternoon, Mr. Miller, Bill Miller, one of the co-counsels for Ms. Wuornos,
That's
and
true. That is true. I mean, I could start it and just pause whenever and go back to the time. That's true. All right. You got me. That's a good idea. I've literally done that before. I'm sitting here like, what are we gonna do? All right, you got me. Yeah, we'll watch it. We'll watch like an hour of this. Here we go. That's a long one. I'm just gonna put the guy's name. Investigator. Here we go. Good call.
Lawrence Horzepa.
And again, for the record, would you state what your occupation is and how long you've been so occupied?
I'm an investigator with the Volusia County Sheriff's Department, assigned to the major case unit. Been in that capacity for approximately 5 years.
Your Honor, may the witness continue to testify under oath from the previous swearing? Officer Horzepa, in your investigation of homicide involving Richard Mallory, you indicated that you took a oral and tape
They're like, did it ask this guy his address?
statement from the defendant, Aileen Wuornos, correct?
That's correct.
Weird, right?
Would you again return to the facts and circumstances of that? And I ask you if...
It'd be even crazy. I mean, it was even harder to tell. He was probably 35 or 40 years old. Like, it's so hard to tell how old people were back then, especially... I mean, everybody, dude. Like, everyone just dressed older. Like, they dressed more mature. Like, I don't know what it is, but that lady's 40, 45. So, she'd be potentially, there's literally nothing on that lot right now, but, I mean, she could potentially still be alive.
Your testimony earlier, which
This is from Florida. Who am I kidding? She's dead.
was limited only to reference to the Mallory killing, if that was the time that you took statements concerning other homicides as well.
That's correct.
I just teasing
And
out here.
Objection to the homicide, Your Honor. That's the ultimate issue.
Overruled.
I think, again, for clarity, was Ms. Wuornos advised of her rights in your presence before she gave the statements about which...
Dude, I'm 39 years old. Like, I don't think 39-year-olds look like how I look. Any of us. Like, we're all, it's just how we are now. Like,
to testify.
Yes, she did.
And can you tell the jury, please, what rights she was advised of?
She was advised for Miranda rights. They were given to her from a
still in
written
my
card.
mid-30s. Just getting into the late 30s.
To your recollection, you recall the rights to which she was advised?
Yes, sir. She was advised that she had the right to remain silent. Anything that she said could be used against her in the court of law. She also had the right to an attorney and have that attorney
He's gonna be
present
talking about the
before any
confession.
questioning if she wished.
Then we'll get the video.
If she wished to have a lawyer and could not afford one would
Pay
be
attention
appointed
to
to
what
her
this
without
guy's
cost.
saying.
And she also had the right to stop answering any questions until she spoke to an attorney.
All right, sir. When and where were those rights given to her?
That would have been on January 16th, 1991. It was at the branch jail, Volusia County.
Did she acknowledge that she understood each of those rights as they were given to her?
Yes, she did.
And did she indicate that she was willing to waive those rights before she made a statement?
Yes, she did.
Did there come a time did there come a time when an attorney was actually summoned at her request and he had also advised her and talked to her about giving a statement?
Yes, sir.
Is this that same sequence that you're talking about, that you testified about earlier?
Yes, sir.
Again, did anyone in your presence or to your knowledge threaten or coerce or intimidate her in giving a statement?
No, sir.
Did you or anyone to your knowledge or in your presence offer her any inducement, benefit, or reward for giving a statement?
No, sir.
Now, how long before she gave this January 16th statement was it that she had been arrested?
She had been arrested on January 9th.
And to your knowledge, had she remained in jail between January 9th and January 16th?
Yes, sir.
To your knowledge, was she under the influence of any alcoholic beverages at the time she gave this statement on January the 16th?
No, sir.
Thanks for popping in,
Was she under the
Susie.
influence of any drugs
Susie,
or,
have a good
or
one. Merry Christmas, if I don't see you again.
None to my knowledge.
did she appear to be coherent and understand what was going on?
Yes, sir.
With regard to her attorney, did he advise her to go ahead and talk to the police?
No, sir.
What did he tell her?
He advised her it would be for her best interest not to speak to us.
Did she follow that advice?
No, sir.
Oh
go ahead and give us
God,
that.
I can't stop seeing
Yes,
it.
sir.
All right, sir. Did she tell you with regard to the death of David Spears, did she give any information
Yes.
concerning that?
Yes, sir.
Could you tell the jury, please, in essence, what she told you?
We had shown her a photograph of Mr. Spears. Ms. Wuornos saw the photograph and advised us that she couldn't make an identity. We also showed her numerous photographs of Mr. Spears' vehicle, which was a Dodge pickup truck, white in color. She did advise that she did identify that particular truck. She said that she knew it because she had seen a rope that was attached to the steering wheel, and also that there was a radio that had been in that particular truck that she had taken out of it. She advised that when she met Mr. Spears, they had gone off into the woods in reference to attempting to make money for sex. While they were in the woods, Ms. Wuornos advised that she shot Mr. Spears as he was standing next to the tailgate of his particular pickup truck. At that time, Mr. Spears, being shot, attempted to run to the driver's side of his pickup truck to get into his side where the steering wheel was in an attempt to drive away. Ms. Wuornos advised that she ran over to the opposite side, the passenger side, and shot another round at Mr. Spears, shooting him again.
Your Honor, for the record, the detective is looking at a document. If we could just identify,
Come forward, view it.
or identify what it is.
Come forward. Okay.
Sure. Thanks. Your Honor, this is a synopsis like the one when the detective previously testified. We do not have a copy of that synopsis.
Like one.
We'd love one, Judge, but we could wait till he's through and do it at that time.
Sir, she said she shot him a second
Walking out
time
of speed.
when he was trying to get in the truck.
Back on.
That's correct.
Did she indicate whether he was trying to get in the driver's door or the passenger door?
Trying to get into the driver's door
And did she indicate where she was shooting from?
the opposite side, passenger side.
Please continue.
Ms. Wuornos advised that she then crawled into the actual truck, and she shot Mr. Spears again as he was backing away from her. Ms. Wuornos advised that she thought that she shot Mr. Spears 3 times, and she advised that she might have shot him again one more time just to make sure that he died.
All right, sir. Did you ask her about the homicide of Charles Cascade?
Yes, sir.
Could you tell the jury, please, what she told you about that?
We showed her 5 photographs of Mr. Cascade's vehicle, which was a brown Cadillac 2-door, and she advised that she recalled that particular vehicle, and Ms. Wuornos referred to Mr. Cascade as the drug dealer guy and the man with the .45. Ms. Wuornos propositioned him reference to sex for money and took him to a spot off of 301 to do their deal. Ms. Wuornos advised that during this particular time that she shot Mr. Cascade repeatedly while he was in the back seat of his vehicle. Ms. Wuornos also advised that she had shot Mr. Cascade over 9 times. And then she got pissed when she found Mr. Cascade's .45. She then went ahead and reloaded her revolver, and she shot him again. Ms. Wuornos advised that she then went through the victim's wallet, hands, pockets, and she had complained that Mr. Cascade only had $20 on him, and that she wasn't going to get any more money than that. After Ms. Wuornos shot Mr. Cascade, she went ahead and dumped his body in another location, fearing that someone may have gone ahead and heard the numerous shots that had been fired before that.
Your Honor, not to interrupt, with 2 running objections to note for the record, the Williams Jewel-related one, and then the previous objection you stated when the detective began testifying as to the statements themselves.
Yes.
Thank you, Judge. And I assume, Your Honors, your previous ruling and the prior trial court's previous ruling. Thank you, Judge.
All right, sir. Did she indicate what she did with Mr. Cascade's property?
Yes, sir. She had taken the vehicle, some personal property, including the .45, and she had pawned that .45.
All right, sir. With regard to the deceased, Peter Sims, did she tell you how that killing took place?
Yes, sir. On that one, she told us that this was the time that she had told Ty Moore that the vehicle that they were in had belonged to a murder victim, and that Ty Moore was caught by surprise.
Sounds like a new medicine that you'd be hearing all of the side effects for while you're watching TV. Horzepa. You'll have mild diarrhea, bleeding in your eyeballs.
Reference to that, and that basically she called Ms. Wuornos crazy.
All right. In what context was that conversation, according to Ms. Wuornos, going on? Where were they and what was going on?
They were in Marion County on, I believe it was on Highway 40, and the car had just been wrecked.
All right,
And
sir.
they were attempting to get out of the car.
All right. What else did she tell you about the death of Mr. Sims?
She referred to Mr. Sims as the Christian guy. Said that
Want to feel like your old self again with just a little bit of minor eyeball bleeding? Horzepa.
he picked her up on I-95, and they were going to an unknown location in Georgia. She advised that the victim was nude and he had a sleeping bag with him. She advised that they were going into the woods, and at that particular time she brought her purse with her, which contained her .22 caliber handgun. And she had said that, "I'm not going to give him an opportunity to rape me." Ms. Wuornos then pulled the gun on Mr. Sims. Mr. Sims attempted to get the gun away from Ms. Wuornos. Ms. Wuornos was able to obtain the gun and shot immediately and as fast as she could at Mr. Sims, and said that she always aimed for the torso area of the body, the center mass of the body. Also, while shooting Mr. Sims, Ms. Wuornos advised that the thought that she had while she was shooting him was, "I don't really want to go ahead and do this, but I have to so you can't tell and I won't get caught." At that time, Ms. Wuornos said that she took between $300 and $400 in cash from Mr. Sims' suitcase and went through his property later on and realized that he had a bunch of Bibles and things of that nature, and that's why she had gone ahead in reference to him as the Christian guy.
Is this time she indicated what her concerns were about getting caught or possible exposure on the road or what have you?
A bunch of Bibles, but also a sleeping bag to go in the woods, and a little hanky-panky. Never hurt anybody out here on the road. Shit, I was for the Lord. The Lord, He provides, and I must take.
Or was that at a later time?
Objection to the form of the question.
I'm trying not to lead. Was there further discussion with her about Mr. Sims in particular, about her concerns about getting caught and why that was a concern?
I don't recall. I know that she wanted...
The Lord provides a sex worker. It would be rude for me to turn that down if it was a gift from my God.
And during these conversations, she had made statements to that effect. The fact that she basically, it was witness elimination in order that...
Objection to the characterization.
Are those your words, sir?
Yes, sir.
Rephrase your answer.
Was the word witness elimination was used by you asking the question, but was it agreed by Ms. Wuornos that that was the purpose after you used that word?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. All right, please continue.
That was basically what she had told me about Mr. Sims. He had also, too, that she advised that she had taken his particular vehicle, a 1988 Pontiac Sunbird, and also some personal property of his.
All right, sir, with regard to Troy Eugene Burris, what did she tell you about that killing? I'm sorry, let's stay on Mr. Sims for just a few more moments. Sure. Did she indicate to you or show you a spot on a map where the body of Mr. Sims was left?
We did show her a map, and she had...
Is it still Katie with the D? Am I still saying that properly as Katie, or is it Caddy?
attempted to locate for us an area where she thought he might be up in the Georgia, South Carolina area.
All right, and that would have been along the interstate?
That's correct.
I would, may I approach the witness, Your Honor, for a moment?
But the lady left. She quit. She's like, I'm out, dude. What a bunch of bullshit, right? Like, I mean, you know you're going to have a lady there wearing a dress. Like, give her a fucking desk.
I'd ask you to look at Exhibit
It's madness, dude.
42 in evidence. And does the interstate to which she...
I've probably even asked and answered this before. It's pronounced like Katie, but spelled with a D. My last name initial is also D. Nice. Katie. Oh, Katie D. And I got that. Yeah, it's a Katie. Okay. Well, I figured it was, but I was also like, I've never seen that spelling before. So very unique. Love it.
refers to here on this map?
Yes, sir.
And could you step down and, maybe, Your Honor, demonstrate to the jury that you say along with...
It's an extra badass, you know what I'm saying? You don't apply to the rules of the way you spell shit. Fuck no.
She said she dropped Mr. Sims' body, or at which she killed him.
Extra rebel.
North, up into Georgia, here's the Florida, Georgia border, up in Louisiana.
Your Honor, may the witness fix a sticker up in that area. Please have a seat. Your Honor, may I just continue the witness while we find the last one? To your knowledge, has Mr. Sims' body yet been recovered?
No, sir.
Now let's go to Troy Eugene Burris. What did she tell you about that killing?
She remembered Mr. Burris as being the sausage truck guy, and she advised us that at that time she met up with him. They went off into the woods in reference to money for sex, and that Mr. Burris offered $10 for sex, and there was an argument that ensued in reference to that. Ms. Wuornos obtains her gun, and after a struggle, she shoots Mr. Burris as he's backing up away from her. Mr. Burris is struck somewhere in the torso area. With that, Mr. Burris turns and begins to run away, and he's shot in the back by Ms. Wuornos. Ms. Wuornos advised me that Mr. Burris is dressed, but Ms. Wuornos at this particular time is nude. And Ms. Wuornos also advised that she took the truck that Mr. Burris had, also the money, which was contained in a clipboard that he had for his routes. It was approximately $310, and threw some of his other items away, and then took the truck and moved it out of the area and parked it along one of the major highways in Marion County.
Did she say anything to Mr. Burris when she shot him?
Yes, sir. She said that he was a fucking bastard.
And did she indicate what he was doing at the time she said that and shot him?
He had been running away and had been shot in the back. To my knowledge, he was on the ground.
All right. With regard to Charles Humphreys, what did she tell you about that killing?
She was shown two photographs of a similar badge that Mr. Humphreys had, and she took a look at the badges, and she felt that they appeared to be the same type that Mr. Humphreys had. She said that she knew him as the cop, and that she thought that he had a fake badge. She said that she had met up with Mr. Humphreys on County Road 44, propositioned him for some sex, for money, and had an argument again over the payment for the sex. At this particular time, both Ms. Wuornos and Mr. Humphreys are standing outside of the vehicle, and Mr. Humphrey has his briefcase, which is also outside of the vehicle. Excuse me. Ms. Wuornos advised that she went at that time, she pulled the gun, and she shot Mr. Humphreys twice in the torso area, with Mr. Humphreys staggering back and tripping over a grill of some type that's sticking up out of the ground. Ms. Wuornos advised that Mr. Humphreys is able to get back onto his feet. Ms. Wuornos advised that she shoots him again. Ms. Wuornos then advised that at that particular time that she felt sorry for Mr. Humphreys because he was gurgling. She said that she then went ahead and shot Mr. Humphreys in the head to go ahead and put him out of his misery. Ms. Wuornos then went ahead and shot Mr. Humphreys an additional time. She advised that she went ahead and took Mr. Humphreys' wallet and keys from him, and also took the license plate off of Mr. Humphreys' vehicle, and told us later on during the statement where that particular license plate had been discarded.
All right. Did she indicate whether or not there's any Any bumper stickers or anything like that she disposed of?
It was determined that she had gone ahead and driven south in Mr. Humphrey's car, and that a bumper sticker that said Troopers Association had been in fact pulled off that particular car, and it was thrown away, and it was found on October 13th of 1990 in Lake County off of US 27 on Boggy Marsh Road.
All right, the seventh victim, Walter Gino Antonio, did she tell you how that killing took place?
Yes, sir. She was shown 2 photographs of Mr. Antonio's vehicle, which was a 1979 Pontiac Grand Prix, maroon 2-door in color. She advised that she did identify that particular car. She described Mr. Antonio as an older fella and that he was a little short guy. She also advised that she solicited him for money through sex, and Ms. Wuornos advised of Mr. Antonio that he seemed to only want a free piece of ass. Ms. Wuornos advised that she had pulled her gun and that she and Mr. Antonio struggled over that weapon, and that's when the first shot was fired. Mr. Antonio at that time falls to the ground, and he gets up and he begins to run away. At that time, Ms. Wuornos advised that she then went and shot him right in the back. Ms. Wuornos then calls Mr. Antonio a bastard, shoots him again. Ms. Wuornos then shoots victim again in the back, but near the head. Ms. Wuornos kept Mr. Antonio's money, some of his property, throwing some of the items away, which also included Mr. Antonio's dentures, which had been in the vehicle. Ms. Wuornos advised that she also took Mr. Antonio's license plate from the car, put that in the trunk, and she ended up abandoning that particular car near Scottsdale in Brevard County.
Did she give you any general statements where she talked about the killings kind of as a group as to what her motives were, or what the interactions were between the parties?
Yes, sir. On the first particular tape, when she had been originally read her rights prior to the public defender coming, she was just talking to us without any interference from us at all. She made several comments. One of them was that she advised that she wasn't going to let anybody skip out on the money that she had been working for. She also had stated that when somebody would hassle her, she would respond by saying, "Don't fuck with me." She also said that she didn't know why she did it, but that when anybody would hassle her, she would go ahead and whip out her gun and she would go ahead and give it to them. She also advised in reference to all the victims that when they were dead, it didn't really bother her.
Objection, Your Honor.
I have allergies.
Relevance. Proceed.
I'm all right. I'm good. How are
Because
you?
they were
Merry
older.
Christmas.
They probably didn't have anybody anyways. She said that they were old, that their father and mothers were probably deceased, so why go ahead and worry about it? She also stated that
Did she indicate that she was purposely selecting older men?
she had stated...
Objection, leading.
Did she indicate the age group of men that she was selecting as targets?
Same objection, Your Honor. Call the roll.
Yes, sir. She advised that the
I
guys
pretty
that
much
she
got
dealt
ready
with
yesterday.
were 37 years of age and up.
I think I got maybe 1 or 2 more things, but I'm pretty much good to go now. Went crazy yesterday with gift cards.
What else did she give you in the way of a kind of a generic, general wrong statements?
She told us at one point that she said in reference to the men that she would, she stated that I just turned around and I did my fair play before I would get hurt. She also advised us that she used the same gun for all of the killings, and she also stated that she had killed 6 people. She said maybe it was self-defense, but maybe it was stupid. She also advised that when she would shoot someone, that she shot as fast as she could, and that she always went for the midsection so that she knew that she shot him. She also advised that she killed some of the victims because she believed that at times they were not going to pay her for services. Ms. Wuornos also advised that some of the victims were killed because they tried to get free ass, and also so that my particular phraseology of witness elimination, so that she could keep hustling, and that the victims that she killed deserved what they got. She also said during a conversation with me in reference to the victim's personal property that it was a fact of final revenge for keeping that particular property that they owned. She also stated that when she shot the victims, that she definitely shot them to let them die, and that she believed in her head that she was going to be attacked, but it never happened. Also, during a conversation between us, we had talked about the killings, and I had asked her if having the gun and having the control of the situation, if she liked that particular part of being in control, and she said that she did.
All right. With regard to the flow of the conversation, when Ms. Wuornos was giving you these statements, were they as concise and neatly organized as you described in the present time?
No, sir.
All right. How did the conversation go when Ms. Wuornos was being interviewed?
They would ramble, especially during the first tape, because she was doing all the talking. There wasn't any dialogue between us. She would go from talking somewhat about some of the cases to the fact that where she advised that she was almost harmed, almost hurt, things like that. And then she would revert back saying that these men deserved it. And then she would tell me about the fact that she had had customers in excess of 250,000 men, things like that.
How long did this interview ultimately last, approximately?
I believe it was a little over 3 hours.
Is there interaction between her and another officer throughout the interview as well as yourself?
Yes, sir.
Who would that be?
That was Investigator Munster,
And where is he from?
Marion County Sheriff's Office.
Did he sometimes, in effect, start a new line of questioning, maybe in what seemed like a new direction,
Yes, sir.
different direction?
Yes, sir.
How have you been able to consolidate and compile this information so that you can testify here today? What did you do? What was your process?
Basically, I went, after reviewing the actual tapes itself, I went back to the transcripts, went back page by page, and based on the information that I had on the other homicides, while going through each one of the pages, went ahead and identified through items that she told me about, matched them up to the particular homicide.
She used the number of 6 people that she killed. How many people did she ultimately provide you information on how to kill?
7.
Your Honor, may I have just a moment?
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, may we offer some evidence for the officer to look at this time?
Oh, morning, Brooklyn.
I'd ask you to look at the photo number 72. I'm sorry, there's a different photograph I'm trying to show you. Photograph 73. And ask if she identified that particular vehicle.
Yes, sir.
And whose vehicle was that, please?
These are the photographs of David Spears' pickup truck.
Your Honor, may I stack her here temporarily? She identified that as the truck Mr. Spears was driving when she killed him?
That's correct.
All right, I would ask you to look at, with regard to Mr. Cascade, the photographs showing his vehicle. She's shown those or smaller versions of those photographs.
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, those are exhibits 80, 81, and 79, 80, and 81. She said that was the vehicle Mr. Cascade was driving when she killed him?
That's correct.
This is exhibit N 6 times. Did you show her that photograph, or is that shown in your presence to her?
Yes, sir.
And that was in discussing the homicide of Charles Humphreys?
Yes, sir.
We have this item marked in evidence.
No?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm interested to see these videos, though, honestly.
I ask you to look at exhibit
Hopefully
98,
the audio's good at all.
which is Mr. Antonio's vehicle. Did she identify that vehicle?
Yes, she did.
Did she say that was the vehicle that Mr. Antonio was driving at the time she killed him?
That's correct.
Your Honor, that is exhibit 98.
Yo, Ember, morning.
May I have this? Yes, sir. And finally, exhibits 34, 39, 36, 37 and 38, 12, 40, and 35. These are all in evidence, Lord, Mr. Mallory. These are the photographs you showed her concerning the killing of Richard Mallory, the man for whom she's on trial here today.
Yes, sir.
At the time you interviewed her, you didn't have photographs of all the dead men, did you?
No, sir.
In fact, you still don't strike that question. Your Honor, excuse me. May I have just one more moment?
That's where all of
Your Honor, may I have the witness fix now the 4 to the last direction that Mr. Sims' vehicle was seen traveling? Your Honor, we have no further questions on the witness. I'm sorry. Has this been marked? Yes. Let me show the counsel, Your Honor.
No objection, Your Honor.
That the item be received. Other than the continued. Right.
Yes, right.
That's all going.
You recognize the photographs represented by 6 O's, and I'll ask you to show those to Ms. Wuornos at the time she was interviewed.
Yes, sir.
And whose vehicle was that?
That was Mr. Spears.
And she talked about a rope in connection with a radio in there. Do you see that in the photograph?
Yes, sir.
She particularly identified that as one of the characteristics of why she knew that was the same vehicle.
Yes, sir.
Did she say what she did with the radio?
Took it out of the vehicle.
Now we have to have the exhibit marked in evidence.
That be received, marked by proper number.
Road was on the other page, on the other side. May we publish the exhibit, Your Honor?
Yes, sir.
Especially for this time period. Looks like it should be one of those like B movies almost. The jury, here we go. Here he is, the jury. Oh, these folks are.
And also, publish this exhibit, Your Honor?
Yes, sir.
These folks. What are we doing? Why are we zooming in on folks? We need to know who these folks are. What's going on? I feel like looking for people.
For death certificate. Viewing evidence. please, while the jury is viewing evidence, we'd offer...
No, the jury's viewing
in
evidence.
4 death certificates. The death certificate of Charles Cascade, David Spears, Troy Eugene Burris, and Charles Humphreys.
We would object, Your Honor, that they're cumulative, they lack relevancy, and also the prior objection we discussed. And there's no predicate.
That's how we received.
Thanks, Judge.
Okay, right? Like, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that
You
there's
did not
significant...
show her a chart like this with all these little markings on it, right?
No, sir.
In fact, when you were talking to her, who is the person between yourself and Investigator Munster, who was it that primarily was questioning her about these other cases, other than the Mallory case?
Investigator Munster.
Your focus was on Mallory, was it not?
Yes, sir.
And prior to coming to court today, you prepared certain synopses that were relevant to your testimony, correct?
Yes, sir.
And on those synopses, you have a name at the top of each one,
Yes, sir.
and the name pertains to one of the cases that the state asked you about.
That's correct.
You also had one the other day when you talked about Mr. Mallory.
Yes, sir.
And that, you testified on direct examination, was a synopsis that you prepared based on your interaction with Ms. Wuornos and your knowledge of these cases.
Yes, sir.
And you made an outline for yourself.
Yes, sir.
And that was to assist you with your testimony.
Yes, sir.
Did you prepare that by yourself or with the assistance of the state attorney's office?
That was prepared by myself.
You did that on your own, you sat down, you typed it out?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Right, man.
When you withdrawn, did you also bring the transcript of Ms. Wuornos' interaction with yourself and Investigator Munster?
43
Here,
here,
court
no,
today.
it isn't bad,
Yes, sir.
really.
Do you have those transcripts with you?
Yes, sir.
Up to 45.
When you were testifying as to the synopses, you were testifying as to information that you listed in those documents, correct?
Yes, sir.
When you were going through those synopses with Mr. Tanner, you didn't say anything about what Ms. Wuornos said about Tyria Moore during her interaction with yourself and Sergeant Munster. You recall that? You didn't mention Ty.
I mentioned reference to the vehicle, Mr. Sims.
What was the first thing that Ms. Wuornos told you when you and Sergeant Munster went to interview her in reference to Ty Moore? You feel free to look at tape 1.
Do you have a particular page you'd like me to look at?
Sure. Actually, let me just read it to you. Tape 1.
Is this Aileen?
Page 5 is a good example. Middle of the page, Ms. Wuornos says, "I think this is the best thing for me to do, and I don't want my girlfriend in trouble because she didn't do anything. Even if she knew, most of the times I would tell her shit off the wall when I'm drunk." Do you recall that?
Yes, sir.
In fact, throughout the statements, Ms. Wuornos indicated to you and Sergeant Munster that her agreeing to be interviewed by yourself and to provide you with statements was to clear Tyria Moore, did she not?
She advised me that she wanted to go ahead and talk to us because she was guilty.
Did she, that's not responsive to my question, move to strike, Your Honor.
Objection. Thank you, Frank. I don't think you said that. Go ahead, Andrew.
Did she in fact tell you throughout the statements that she was talking to you in order to clear Tyria Moore?
Yes, sir.
She told you that in the beginning.
Yes, sir.
She told you that in the middle.
Yes, sir.
She told you that in the end.
Correct.
She told Sergeant Munster that in the beginning.
Yes, sir.
She told Sergeant Munster that in the middle.
We were together the entire time.
And she told him that at the end.
Yes, sir.
She said it throughout.
Yes, sir.
Did you ever ask her why? Why she was saying that?
No, sir.
Did Sergeant Munster ever ask her why she was saying that?
I don't recall.
You were aware of the fact that prior to Ms. Wuornos talking to yourself and Sergeant Munster, Tyria Moore had been placed in a hotel.
Yes, sir.
She had been placed there by law enforcement officers.
Yes, sir.
Sergeant Munster included, correct?
Yes, sir.
Investigator Thompson included.
Yes, sir.
Yourself included.
No, sir.
Okay, you did not place her in the hotel.
No, sir.
These other fellows did.
Yes, sir.
And Rosemary Giansanti from FDLE were also involved in placing her in the hotel. You were aware of that.
Yes, sir.
And you were aware of the fact that Tyria Moore sent a note to Ms. Wuornos.
Yes, sir.
That note sending procedure was requested by law enforcement. You were aware of that, were you not?
Yes, sir.
And that note asked Ms. Wuornos to call the hotel room. You were aware of that, correct?
Yes, sir.
Before you went and interviewed Ms. Wuornos, you had taken a statement from Tyria Moore, had you not?
Yes, sir.
And that was with Sergeant Munster, correct?
Yes, sir.
That was at the, where was that? The Sheriff's Office?
Yes, sir. Operations Center.
In Volusia County.
Yes, sir.
And Sergeant Munster had taken a statement from Tyria Moore, correct? That was up north somewhere.
Yes, sir.
And you were aware of that.
Yes, sir.
And Ms. Moore was cooperating with you, was she not?
Yes, sir.
By you meaning law enforcement.
Yes, sir.
And Ms. Moore received calls from Ms. Wuornos, correct?
Yes, sir.
You were aware of that.
Yes, sir.
Do you know when the first call came through?
No, sir, I don't recall.
Do you know when Ms. Moore came down to Florida with law enforcement?
I believe it was the 13th, but
13th. And you spoke to Ms. Wuornos on the 16th.
that's correct.
During that, whatever 3 or 4 day time period that it was, Ms. Moore and Ms. Wuornos were speaking to each other on the phone. You were aware of that, were you not? And during those telephone conversations, Ms. Moore was in a room with law enforcement officers, correct?
Yes, sir.
And you were aware of the fact that those tape-recorded communications were being tape-recorded.
Yes, sir.
And Ms. Moore agreed to that procedure.
Yes, sir.
You were aware of the fact that Ms. Moore agreed to follow the suggestions of law enforcement officers during that recording procedure, were you not?
No, sir.
Did you ever speak to Sergeant Munster as to what he told Ms. Moore?
No, sir, I didn't discuss those tapes at that time.
You never spoke to Officer Giansanti or Sergeant Munster as to the instructions they gave Ms. Moore as to what she should do with Ms. Wuornos when she calls on the telephone?
No, sir.
Were you aware of the fact that Ms. Moore cried during their discussions on the telephone?
fajitas here.
No, sir.
Did you ever come in contact with the tapes of those telephone conversations, you yourself?
Yes, sir. Later on, I reviewed them later on.
You had them in your hands?
Yes, sir.
Did you ever play them?
Yes, sir.
Did you listen to them?
Yes, sir.
So you know she cried on those tapes, right?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Moore cried
That's correct.
to Ms. Wuornos.
Yes, sir.
She said law enforcement was coming down on her. You were aware of that, were you not?
I believe it was they had been up to see her family.
Had been up to see her family, and she was worried over that.
Yes, sir.
And you were aware of the fact that Ms. Moore's goal was to have Ms. Wuornos speak to law enforcement,
Yes, sir.
to clear her, to clear Ms. Moore. That's what Ms. Moore wanted. You were aware of that, were you not?
As far as my particular investigation, when I spoke to Ms. Moore, even on the 15th when I took the tape recording, I advised her that she was at that time a suspect. And before I took her statement, she was advised of her Miranda rights.
By the way, I'll get back to it in a minute, but speaking of Ms. Moore as a suspect, have you ever advised her that she is not a suspect?
No, sir.
Has any law enforcement officer ever advised Ms. Moore that she is not a suspect?
Objection outside of scope.
If you know.
If he has any knowledge, he can answer.
I have no knowledge.
As far as you know, has Ms. Moore been charged in this case?
No, sir.
Although she has never been advised that she's not a suspect.
I advised her that she was a suspect in reference to Mr. Mallard.
So she's a suspect that has not been charged. Is that what you're telling us?
She was a suspect up to the point where my investigation was concluded and I was able to rule her out.
Right now, is she a suspect?
No, sir.
Did you ever tell her that?
No, sir, I don't believe so.
On those telephone communications between Ms. Wuornos and Ms. Moore cries. You indicated that, right?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Moore indicates to Ms. Wuornos that she would like her to talk to law enforcement.
I don't recall.
You don't recall Ms. Moore saying, talk to them, tell them what happened? You don't recall any of that?
Not offhand, no, sir.
You are aware of the fact that those calls lasted for 3 days, 3 or 4 days.
Yes, sir.
And you are aware of the fact that Ms. Wuornos told Ms. Moore that she loved her during those telephonic communications
Yes, sir.
on a number of occasions.
Yes, sir.
You are aware of the fact that Ms. Wuornos told Ms. Moore that she would die for her during those telephonic communications
Yes, sir.
on more than one occasion.
That I don't recall.
And you are aware of the fact that at the last communication, Ms. Wuornos tells Ms. Moore that she will speak to law enforcement.
Yes, sir.
Who told you to go to the jail on January 16th?
To the best of my recollection, I had received a call to go into my operations center, and I received that information from Sergeant Earhart.
From whom, sorry?
Sergeant Earhart, my supervisor.
Ms. Wuornos had been in custody since January 9th, you testified, correct?
Yes, sir.
You did not try to interview her on January 9th, did you?
The only interview that I had with her was in reference to her arrest on that particular night.
Did you sit down with her, with Sergeant Munster, in a room with a recorder, read her Miranda rights, get her a lawyer, and take a statement on January 9th?
No, sir.
Did you sit down with her, with Sergeant Munster, in a room with a recorder, read her Miranda rights, and take her statement on January 10th?
No, sir.
You did not do that on the 11th.
No, sir.
You did not do that on the 13th.
No, sir.
But by the 13th, Ms. Moore was down in Florida, right?
I believe so.
You did not do that on the 14th.
No, sir.
On the 13th and 14th, Ms. Moore had passed a note, and they were talking to each other on the phone, right?
Yes, sir.
You did not do that on the 15th,
No,
right?
sir.
And on the
Stories like
15th,
that true?
Ms. Moore had already passed a note, and they were talking to each other on the phone.
Yes, sir.
On the 16th, you and Sergeant Munster went and did that.
Yes, sir.
Where did you meet Sergeant Munster?
I believe it was at the
That
operations
is
center.
confirmed.
Where had he come from?
I don't know.
Did you ever ask him?
No, sir.
And when you walked into the room, you've already testified, the first thing that Ms. Wuornos told you was she wanted to clear Tyree Moore. In essence.
Looking up the green chili.
Stating that you want to be straight and upfront with us. Yes, sir.
Well, look at page 1 of that transcript.
Oh, it's like a
Yes, sir.
pie.
Ms. Wuornos says, I would like to know if I wanted to, and then there's a ... apparently some part of it was inaudible. If I wanted to be straight up with one thing right here and now, Sergeant Munster says, sure, and Ms. Wuornos says, the reason I'm confessing is there's no other girl, not another girl, right?
Yes, sir.
That's the very first thing she tells you and Sergeant Munster.
That's correct.
Did you or Sergeant Munster ask her why she was saying that?
That's pretty wild.
No, sir.
Did you ever tell her that Ms. Moore had been working with law enforcement?
No, sir.
Did you ever tell her that she did not have to worry about Ms. Moore being arrested?
I love shit like that.
No, sir.
That's the man. While you were going through the synopses with Mr. Tanner on direct examination, you testified that Ms. Wuornos, after the interrogation session started, was rambling.
During the first part, yes, sir.
What do you mean by rambling?
She went from one subject to another. She spoke about a little bit about the Mallory homicide. Then she would go back to talking about her life. She asked about an attorney, if an attorney would do her any good. She made statements about when somebody hassles me, I'm like, don't fuck with me. And like I say, then again, she jumps into part of Mr. Mallory's homicide. It's bouncing back and forth, not staying on one.
So she was bouncing around from subject to subject, right?
Yes, sir.
The definition of rambling. Sergeant Munster would ask her about one thing, and she'd start talking about that, and by the time that conversation was over, she had moved on to something else.
No, sir. Everything that she said here was she gave voluntarily. We didn't ask her any during take one.
During the entire session, you and Sergeant Munster would ask her, there were points where you would ask her about something, she would start to answer that, and by the time it was over, she would be talking about something else, right?
When I started to talk to her, I focused on Mr. Mallory's homicide.
You were trying to focus her on Mr. Mallory's homicide.
That's correct.
And you asked her about Mr. Mallory's homicide.
Yes, sir.
You asked her about that on a number of occasions.
Yes, sir.
And she would answer those questions. How often did she answer questions regarding Mallory?
Numerous times.
Why did she have to answer about questions regarding Mallory numerous times? Why did you have to ask her about Mallory numerous times?
Because I had a lot of questions.
Did Ms. Moore withdrawn? Let me ask you to turn to page 5.
Tape 1?
Tape 1.
Yes, sir.
Towards 3/4 of the way down, Ms. Wuornos says, but then I can't say that I said that I really meant it because I don't remember because I'd be drunk. And she goes on. Do you recall her saying that?
Yes, sir.
In fact, she indicated a number of occasions during her interaction with yourself and Sergeant Munster that she had been drinking while out on the road.
That's correct.
She indicated on a number of occasions that she had been drinking when she was with the individuals that Mr. Tanner asked you about,
That's correct.
both this time and the last time you testified.
Yes, sir.
She'd been drinking with Mr. Mallory.
Yes, sir.
In fact, I think Ms. Jenkins asked you, and you confirmed that a vodka bottle was found,
Yes, sir.
consistent with what Ms. Wuornos told you.
Yes, sir.
Did you or Sergeant Munster ever ask her what she'd been drinking on any of these occasions?
In reference to Mr. Mallory, she had said something about a tonic.
That wasn't my question, Howard. My question was, did you or Sergeant Munster ever ask her what she had been drinking?
No, sir.
Did you or Sergeant Munster ever ask her how much she had been drinking?
No, sir.
Did you or Sergeant Munster ever ask her how much she had been drinking when she was with Mr. Spears?
I don't recall.
Did you or Sergeant Munster ever ask her how much she had been drinking when she was with Mr. Karskavik?
No, sir.
Did you or Sergeant Munster ever ask her how much she had been drinking when she was with Mr. Sims?
No, sir.
Did you or Sergeant Munster ever ask her how much she had been drinking when she was with Mr. Burris?
No, sir.
Did you or Sergeant Munster ever ask her how much she had been drinking when she was with Mr. Humphreys?
No, sir.
Did you or Sergeant Munster ever ask her how much she had been drinking when she was with Mr. Antonio?
No, sir.
And did you or Sergeant Munster ever ask her how much she had been drinking when she was with Mr. Mallory? I know you told me she mentioned she'd been drinking, but did you ever ask her, Lee, what were you drinking, how much, where, when? Did you ever ask her those questions?
No, sir.
You asked her a whole bunch of other stuff, didn't you?
Yes, sir.
Sergeant Munster asked her a whole bunch of other stuff, right?
Yes, sir.
Showed her pictures.
Yes, sir.
Asked her about property.
Yes, sir.
Asked her about where she'd been.
Yes, sir.
Asked her about what she'd been doing on certain occasions.
Correct.
But you never asked her about her drinking.
No, sir.
She also indicated to you, same page, bottom of page 5, I can tell you blow by blow as much as I can everything. I'm being as honest as I can be. And then there's a space, obviously the person typing the transcript missed the portion. I told her if anybody comes to talk to you, just be as honest as you can be. Who is she talking about there?
Talking about Ty Moore.
When did she tell Ty Moore if anybody talks to her to be honest?
It was a time during the phone conversation.
You heard that on the tape, right?
Yes, sir.
You heard Ms. Moore ask Ms. Wuornos what she should do in reference to law enforcement coming down on her family, right?
I don't remember it in that context, but I remember that part.
You heard Ms. Moore say something to Ms. Wuornos, and then you heard Ms. Wuornos tell her, just be honest.
That's correct.
Just tell the truth.
That's correct.
When she told Ms. Moore to be honest, she didn't say right after that Ms. Moore should hide anything, right? During that tape, when she was saying just be honest.
During the
last tape.
I don't recall.
And it was after the last tape that you and Sergeant Munster went and talked to Ms. Wuornos.
That's correct.
On that last tape, Ms. Wuornos said she would be honest also, did she not?
Yes, sir.
Why didn't law enforcement have Ms. Moore talk to Ms. Wuornos some more on the phone? You had 11 tapes, why not have them talk some more?
Ms. Wuornos asked to speak to us.
And on the tape, you heard Ms. Wuornos tell Ms. Moore that she was going to speak to law enforcement on that last tape
That's correct.
to clear Ms. Moore. Right?
I don't recall.
Okay. If you could turn to page 6. Towards the middle of the page, Ms. Wuornos tells you and Sergeant Munster that she and Ms. Moore were lovers.
Page 6, about halfway down?
Yeah, about halfway down. Just a little bit after halfway down. The line starts with inaudible.
That's correct.
Okay? She tells you and Sergeant Munster that I loved her to the max, referring to Ms. Moore.
Yes, sir.
And she says right after that, and the only reason I'm confessing to is because I loved her so much, I don't want to get her in trouble because she's not the one. You recall her saying that, right?
Yes, sir.
She then goes on in that same, and that, by the way, what we're reading from now on page 6 is one big paragraph, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
It's like one huge single-spaced paragraph, from margin to margin, right?
Yes, sir.
Now, you and Sergeant Munster aren't jumping in there.
No, sir.
You're not asking her questions.
No, sir.
And in there, Ms. Wuornos covers a number of different subjects, doesn't she?
Yes, sir.
She covers Ms. Moore. She covers how many men she's been with. She covers things that had happened to her, right?
Yes, sir.
All sort of in a rambling way, right?
Yes, sir.
Is that an example of what you were talking about when you said rambling?
Yes, sir.
Or for bouncing around from one thing to the other?
That's correct.
Did you know whether she was on any medication?
No, sir.
When Ms. Moore was picked up on the 9th, where was she? Ms. Wuornos, I'm sorry. Where was she picked up?
At the last resort bar.
Do you know where she'd been staying right before that?
At the bar itself.
She'd been sleeping at the bar?
She was there during that, the night before.
All right, I'm going to pause her up there, and we'll start back next week, 10203. That should be pretty easy to remember. 1 hour, 2 minutes, 3 seconds. We still got an hour and a half left of this gentleman before we go into, and we're on video 17, so 17 of 35, so we're about halfway. And then we'll go into 2 of the confession tapes, which I'm very intrigued to watch. And then we go into Aileen on the stand. And I feel like that's going to go into probably 2 weeks from now. So we still got a while left to rock and roll. But that was very interesting. That was a good one. Kept my attention today. Thanks everyone for coming through. This stream will take you out into my stream tonight at 6 Eastern on my second channel, Wrestle Plunge. I stream every Sunday night. I watch some classic wrestling. Come through there, hang out. If you don't come through and hang out, once you leave this stream, if you end up there, if you wouldn't mind hitting a like, that would help me out regardless. Otherwise, I will see you again. I should see you again Tuesday night unless something gets crazy with Christmas week. I know I probably won't do nothing Thursday. Of course, it'll be actually Christmas, and should be good for Frill Friday. Just everything, just pay attention to socials, whether that's YouTube or X. And yeah, killer show, killer morning. I'm gonna go get some stuff to buy some stuff to make some chili and some other groceries for the week. And yeah, Jessica's out here eating breakfast. Got me hungry talking some food this morning. Merry Crisis, that's right. Tuesday should be good. I think Tuesday will be normal. And Discord as well, just keep an eye on everything. If anything comes up or if I'm, you never know, I guess. But it should be good. In my head, I can foresee Tuesday seeing a good one. We'll do not only the regular show at 8, but then go into book club. Because we're coming up on chapter 7 of Mindhunter, I think. I may be crazy. Maybe it's 6. Maybe it's 7. Cammy, good morning. Merry Christmas, Cammy. Hope you're doing good. Good to see you this morning. Yeah, I saw Miss Shorty streaming last night. I hope she's good. Shorty's return to the YouTube streets. I've talked to her a few times, seeing if she wanted to do some Feral Friday, and she's wasn't feeling it. So I know she's taking a break though. So, but all right, let's get out of here. I'll see everybody probably Tuesday. Let's go. Merry Christmas. Love you guys. Boom.
Nothing to see here, please.